if we look at the history books, before the advent of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, we could see that women were being oppressed, and they were actually termed as inheritance. They were being inherited as a belonging. If someone died, someone else comes in and then inherit that woman as his wife. That is done back home in my country to Nigeria. They do that also sometimes. Maybe when a king dies, another king comes in and then all the wives automatically become his wife. But when Prophet came, he gave women, Islam came and gave women the right to not only inherit, but also have a high percentage of inheritance. So if a man dies, it's still in the Quran, if a man dies, then the wife is entitled to, depending whether he has a son or not, to 1/4 of all his possessions or 1/8 of all his possessions. See that level of dignity from being inherited to someone inheriting almost, if I make $1 million, I mean,
that's
my wife
huge
gets,
change, right?
Yeah, that's a huge change, you know. So, I mean, that's just what I want to add to what you have been saying.
Yeah, even just as the brother added, I would like to add, this was in the history that in the Babylonian civilization, it was the time when if a man committed a murder, his wife would be punished or put to death because of his crime. And in the Greek civilization, they had a concept of misfortune embryo called as Pandora. So Greek civilization being one of the greatest civilizations in the world, they still had the concept of women as being in misfortune. So it was during that time that prostitution was very wide scale open. And the same happened in the Rome civilization. They had even forced prostitution of women. And another case was with the Egyptian civilization, where women were called as Satans and demons. So anything which, even the basic rights of a human was denied to a woman during that time. Okay, let's keep aside all these civilization. Even during the time of Arab civilization, Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, had said the ruling about Muslims. About the hijab and about the women's dignity. They had a practice like when a baby girl was born, they used to be extremely upset with that. And what they used to do is they used to bury the baby alive. So you could see the type of immoralities that women have faced from the past history and the civilization. It was only during the time of Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, that revelations were revealed to uplift the woman's dignity and respect in the society, in a family, and a role of a woman was described in detail. And as well, to maintain the dignity and the modesty of a woman, hijab was prescribed for them.
So yeah, we're gonna start now like the general idea with Brother Farid. He's gonna start the speech. Before he starts, I'm gonna recite parts of the Holy Quran. The Holy Quran we believe is the word of God. So in the Quran we believe it's the Quran according to God, not the Quran according Paul, Matthew. We believe it's the Quran according to God. And it was given to Prophet Muhammad by the Holy Spirit, which we believe that he was the angel of God, Angel Gabriel. He was the Holy Spirit, which we believe in. And he gave them the revelation. And Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, didn't know how to read or write. So it's even impossible for him to have written such like beautiful verses that doesn't even have one contradiction. There's no contradiction in the Quran. And the way we recite the Quran in Arabic, it's like a song. And there's millions of Muslims that memorize the whole thing. Just like Brother Hafiz, I think he knows the whole Quran. Yeah, he memorized it all. I know like 20, 25 parts, which is like almost everything. Yeah, there's like any 5 more parts.
And I wish.
Yeah, there's millions of people, 7-year-old children who memorize the whole thing. And most of the Muslims, at least they have read it, like they have read the whole Quran before.
Sorry. That's my alarm for prayer time, sorry. So that's the calling of
So right now is the prayer time?
yeah, I mean the
Do you
onset
need
of
to
the
stop
prayer.
and pray?
We have like a prayer range. So yeah.
Oh, you have a range?
Yeah,
we
this
have a prayer
is
range.
this is the time which I told you is like past the mid-noon. I'll be explaining that in my next talk.
So I'll start with reciting parts of the Holy Quran in Arabic and then I'll translate it. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of God, the All Merciful, the Most Merciful. تبارك الذي جعل في السماء بروجا وجعل فيها سراجا وقمرا منيرا. Blessed is he who has created in the sky great stars, a burning lamp and luminous moon.
وهو الذي جعل الليل والنهار خلفة لمن أراد أو أراد شكورا.
And it's he who has created the night and the day in succession for those who want to remember and for those who want gratitude.
وعباد الرحمن الذين يمشون على الأرض هونا وإذا خاطبهم الجاهلون قالوا سلاما.
And the servants of the All-Merciful are those who, when they walk on earth, they walk on ease. And when the ignorant speak to them in a harsh way, they say word of peace. These three verses were from a chapter in the Quran called the Creation, and they describe how believers should behave. There's another verse I want to add that how Muslims should treat their parents.
وقضى ربك ألا تعبدوا إلا إياه وبالوالدين إحسانا إما يبلغن عندك الكبر أحدهما أو كلاهما فلا تقل لهما أف ولا تنهرهما وقل لهما قولا كريما.
And God has decreed that you should treat your parents with mercy, and when they grow up, you should treat them even better. And don't even utter a word of off, or a word of like a bad, even simple as off to them, and treat them with mercy and say good words to them.
واخفض لهما جناح الذل من الرحمة وقل رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا.
And lower the wings of mercy, lower the wings of humility from mercy to them, and say, oh God, forgive them, like how they raised me when I was young. So there were like some verses from the Quran, and now Brother Fred is going to start with the general idea about like Islam.
Ma'am, do you have a pen or a marker?
Okay.
No, for the board?
I don't have any.
Okay, that's
No,
fine.
sorry.
That's alright. Okay. So let's start. I'll basically be telling you about what Islam is all about, who is Allah, the creator, and who is Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, and what is his importance in Islam. So to start off with, the word Islam, it comes from the Arabic word which has salam, which means peace, and silm, which means submission. So we Muslims, we believe that through Islam, we attain the peace through submission of our will to our Maker. The creator or the Almighty in Islam is called as Allah. Now the term Allah is just an Arabic word which means the worshipped one. So the Allah term is not a Muslim version of a God. It is the same God of that of Jesus Christ, may peace be upon him, and the prophets before him, that is Moses, may peace be upon him, and Abraham, peace be upon him, Adam, peace be upon him, and all the prophets who ever have come. So Islam hasn't been flourished since Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him. In Islam, as a Muslims, we have a high regard for all the prophets equally, and we give, the acknowledgement is given to Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, because he is the last and final messenger in Islam. So if you see, many of the people would have a misconception that Islam was probably created during the time of Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him. But the actual truth is, Islam is present in this world since time immemorial. Because in Islam, it preaches to just worship one God, and this was the same message which has been brought by all the prophets whoever have come in the face of earth. Now, what is this Quran and what is its significance in Islam? Quran is nothing but it consists of about 6,000 verses, and it has about 144 chapters in them. So this was revealed to Prophet Muhammad. These were the words of God, and we call them the divine words of God, which were sent through Archangel Gabriel to Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him. So let us analyze what are the details which are present in the Quran. The Quran consists of the past lessons of all the prophets. In the Quran, nearly 25 prophets have been mentioned, which I've told you before, and some were Aaron, and then Solomon, David, and all the prophets as mentioned in the Bibles. So we give preference to all the prophets equally, and we respect them at the topmost. So these prophets had come on the face of earth to preach just one message, the monotheism of God. So this Quran has lessons of all the prophets, and it has many other scientific things